Welcome to Native Talk Arizona, presented by Native Health and KRDP 90.7 FM. I'm host Lanasha Puwadi. In the studio with me is Charley Hogan, Navajo actress and advocate who is starring in a new film, Frybread Face and Me, a coming-of-age story available on Netflix.
And go spend the summer with your grandma over on the Navajo res.
You said I could go to Fleetwood Mac.
Devil music. Stevie Nicks is a witch.
And this is how my summer began.
Are you Frybread Face? Stop staring at Jeff Bridges. Just press the gas! One hand on the wheel and a cigarette on the other. That's a lesbian. A woman with hairy underarms. You don't have any handy arms. We have annual passes. You get to see Shamu whenever you want? Where are you going? We've got things to do. Are you coming or not?
You're only here because your parents wanted you to become a man. Doesn't look like that's gonna happen.
You think you know everything! You don't!
You know what you gotta do.
You a cowboy or a cowgirl?
I'm just Benny.
You're beautiful. Don't let anyone tell you any different.
Do you like being called Frybread Face? It's round and greasy. What do you think? But it sure is good.
Hello, Charley. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
And before we get started, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your journey, and your background?
Yes, so it's a Charley Hogan yinshe, tori chini ninsle. My deshgini a bashichin, deshchini a da deshiche, kiaani a deshanella. So hello, my name is Charley Hogan. I am of the Bitterwater clan, born for the Coyote people clan. My maternal grandparents are the starting of Rich Streak people clan, and my paternal are Tiring House clan. So I am 16 years old. I'm still in school, and I'm a multimedia artist.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. That's so amazing. And you filmed what we're going to go into, your film, while in school. I have no idea how you juggled everything, but we can get into that. But by the sounds of your clan, we are related because I am born for Bitterwater. So, Twitchini Bushishchin. Yes. So going into the film, tell us about the movie Frybread Face and Me.
So Frybread Face and Me is about a young boy, Benny, who goes back to his grandma's place for the summer, and that's where he meets his cousin, Frybread Face.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. And tell us more about who produced and directed this movie.
So the director, he's a native director. His name is Billy Luther. This was about his experience on the reservation.
Oh, wow. And then we can kind of all relate to the experience as well. Did you work with Billy Luther on set?
Yes, I did. I really I enjoyed his company. So, yeah, I got to be next to Billy Luther, which is awesome. I mean, like, wow.
And kind of going a step back, have you always been in acting or in theater?
Well, a young age, I guess you can say I was a natural. Growing up, I've always danced. I always sung, even in front of my grandpa. So I was always very into these things, So now growing up, I wanted to become an actress, musician, and all types and forms of art. So I got to do theater as my starting point and to challenge myself for film.
And what age did you get into theater?
So at age theater, this was in elementary school. I was the Tin Man in Wizard of Oz. I think I was about like 10, maybe 9 around during that age. After that, in middle school, I've done Same Boat Theater and the American Indian Community House Theater. Mm-hmm. Both of them were live over Zoom because of the pandemic, but that's where I got my experience in a way of acting. So, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. So it really prepared you for this role that you currently did with the with filming the Frybread Face and Me?
It did, because it gave me a glimpse of filming, pre-filming. So acting in theater, memorizing scripts, I was just like, okay, so this is almost like film, but film was much bigger.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I got to experience that as well.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. And kind of talking about your character that you played, Frybread, did you grow up on the Navajo reservation?
Yes, I did.
Yep.
I grew up on the Navajo reservation as well as Phoenix, Arizona, so in the city. I got to experience, the joy of being on grandma's ranch. So Benny's story and my story relates to each other. I guess you can say I am actually Frybread Face in a way, but I do relate to this a lot, as well as other people. I know that Kier, the other main lead, he also experienced this as well, and he did a good job on that.
Oh, yeah.
He did real good.
You guys all did an amazing job, and it's just so amazing that you were able to go back and kind of film kind of your childhood as well, because you probably grew up kind of the same way, almost as Frybread, a little bit, almost similar.
Yeah. Being on that set, reading the script, just shooting it really did bring childhood memories to where we always lose a sheep. We
get in trouble
a lot. I know that with back home with my cousins, we were always the troublemakers there. So you couldn't let us out of your sight, because then you will find us. I remember we found a sheep coming out of a corral from its mother, and my uncle was all like, "Don't touch him, put him back. My mom's not gonna want him no more." And here we ended up carrying him. Our scent got off him. So when we put it back, the mother kicked him. Oh no! And I'm like, he got mad at us. He's like, "Go play somewhere else." But you know what? That's just that just proves that we are Frybread Face. We are the characters in the film. So I'm glad that other kids get to see that, especially the new upcomers who are watching this, because they can also say, "Hey, we did this, we did that. I remember doing that." So,
Oh, yeah, definitely. We are definitely in like a new era now that the indigenous voice and experience is now being portrayed everywhere, and everyone can kind of see a little bit more about our culture and everything. So it's so amazing that you're a part of that now, because now everyone are going to be going back to this movie and like, "Oh, yeah, like I did that too," or I have a story similar to that as well. How do you feel that a lot of people are probably going to look up to you and look up to this movie as well?
I'm actually really happy about that, because what I'm always told is that youngsters, the youth, are always looking up to you, and they're the beginning of a story. So I'm glad that once they get to see me advocating, doing all types of things, not just one main role or one main subject, that it just inspires them more to be, "I can do this, and I can do this too. I want to do that. You can do that. You just got to keep going, keep pushing. Even though it may be hard, you just got to keep going." And for the elders too, that they're not being forgotten. Even though they're at the end of the book, that we wouldn't be here without them, without their knowledge, their lessons that they taught us.
Oh, yes, that's definitely true. And talking about that, you're really going to be an inspiration to our younger youth today, that they can envision themselves maybe one day being an actor in a film as well. So that is so amazing. Like, you are definitely inspiring others that they can do anything they want. And like you said, you were going to school and filming this. So, oh my goodness, you are definitely a definition of, if you want to do it, you can definitely do it, because you juggled everything.
Yeah.
And how did you first hear about the auditions?
Well, so I was online, and I saw a casting call from Mid-Thunder Casting, and the description that we read it really fits my image. So it was like, okay, cool, so I'll audition for that. And once we answered like, hey, maybe audition for this, they sent us sides, which I memorized the line for Frybread Face. And after I auditioned for that, that's when I had to wait 2 weeks. And then after waiting 2 weeks, I heard a call from Billy saying that, you know, re-audition for this scene. So I re-auditioned, got the role, and apparently it was when the producer, Chad Burris, saw this, my first audition, he was like, that's her.
Yes.
We have to keep her. She's it.
And do you remember what those sides were that you had to audition for, or which roles were it?
I do. I remember the scenes too.
What was the first one?
Well, the first one where Benny was playing with his G.I. Joe dolls, his action figures. He's like, kiss me, Sammy Joe, kiss me. That's when I was like, why do you play with dolls? And right there, I guess that's the scene they loved. So I auditioned for another one where I'm like, I'm going to have my Canalda out here. I'm like, Reba, what are you doing out here? That damn sheepdog. But so that was another scene, and here that one took off as well.
Oh, wow. That is so amazing. And so you found this audition kind of like yourself, kind of just scrolling through, and you found, what was it?
Mid Thunder casting.
Mid-Thunder casting.
They usually post their casting like, hey, audition for anyone want to audition for this. So just scrolling through, Instagram, just on media. That's when I saw him like, hey, Mom, may I audition for this? Now, this is the time where after doing theater, I wanted to really challenge myself in film. So after, like, asking permission, she was like, yeah, go for it. That's when I got this role.
Can you tell us about the story on how you felt when you got that call that you were selected to be the actor for this role?
Oh, man. So this was during the pandemic. So auditions were online or over Zoom. But once I heard a call back from me auditioning for Frybread Face and Me, I was beyond happy. Like, there's no words can describe on how I felt during that time. I know that once I auditioned and everything, when we first saw it, I fit this description perfectly. Tomboy, short, around like 12 to 13. So I was like, okay, I can do this. And here, once we heard back, a call back, I was like, whoa. How did this happen?
Yes.
Like, whoa. It didn't feel real during that time, but it was real. So it was mind blowing.
So amazing. And let our listeners know who called you to let you know that.
Well, the director himself, Billy Luther, had called me back and telling me, you got the role. So I was like, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I bet it was also a little bit kind of anxious and kind of nerve-wracking going into it. So how was it the first week before you guys had started filming?
I got anxiety because I didn't know, like, did I do a good job with the filming? Because it was over Zoom. So it was like, it wasn't in person. So after I auditioned, we didn't really hear back for 2 weeks at all, because it takes time. But I was just getting nervous. I'm like, did I do a good job? Did I get accepted? Mom, did they text? But here later on, that 2 weeks after, we got a call from Billy saying, hey, may you please audition for another role? Same character. Did it again. Had anxiety again. Did I do it good? Did I do it good? Did I get accepted? Did he hate it? But then again, he called back saying, hey, you got the role. And I'm like, yeah, like, wow. It was worth it.
Oh my goodness. And I recently listened on an interview that Billy had that he had done, and he said that a week prior to filming you guys kind of got all together so that way you guys can kind of get to know each other. How was that experience?
It was really good. So he basically got us both all, like, Kahara Hodges, Keir Tallman, Martin, he got all of us to do a pre-read script just for us to bond, to get that good chemistry going. And during that time, while they were working on set, while they were prepping anything, we were all just hanging out, which was really fun because we were all laughing. We were all already joking. And you see, we both got close. We're already, like, just teasing each other. So while filming, it just came in naturally. it really felt like we were teasing each other, like a conversation. It just went with the flow.
Wow, that is so amazing. And where was this all filmed at?
This was filmed in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Oh, wow. And how long was the process, or how long did you have to stay in Santa Fe during the filming process?
So we started filming in July, so about a month. We filmed for the whole month of July and the first week of August.
Oh, wow. And how did you manage to still continue and stay on top of your schoolwork and do the filming as well?
Well, during this time is when I was entering my freshman year. So I was about 13 while filming. But this was when school was just starting. So I didn't really get to go to school first because of the filming process. But afterwards, I've got like email, like we have an app too that could help us maintain our grades, our assignments, our schedule. So looking over that, I was like, okay, I just missed this, I just missed that. I'll get it done once I go to school.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's amazing. And you're also, I believe, on a youth council, correct?
Yes, I am. I'm part of the final youth council with the Phoenix Indian Center. The youth advisory, which is also with Maricopa. So I'm with them as well. I'm also with Eco Truth, and I've worked with Honor Collective as well.
Oh, wow, that is so amazing. And what are you what's your grade right now?
I'm currently 11th grade, so I'm a junior.
Oh, wow. Have you had any thought on what you want to do after high school?
I actually have. I thought, like after filming this whole film project, Frybread Face and Me, I decided that I want to become an actress.
Yes.
A film director, filmmaker. I also wanted to become a musician, so I play guitar. I also write my own music, so I write my own lyrics. I produce, I do drawing, paintings. I do want to become a painter, photographer as well. There's just so many things I want to do, and I'm still exploring. I'm still a kid, I'm keeping my options open. So I'm really finding my niche in all of them. So that is where I'm actually just going to successfully do all as for my career.
Oh, wow. That is so amazing. You are very talented. That's for sure. And I know you will be successful. And I can't believe you are so successful now. I can't imagine what you're going to be doing 5 years from now. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, or where would you want to see yourself in 5 years?
I definitely want to win an Oscar. I definitely want to win an Oscar. But like in 5 years, I see myself very successful in the dreams that I want to do. So I really see myself being successful. A successful actress, a successful musician, successful photographer, a filmmaker, and I'm still continuing that path.
And would you want to stay focused on the Native American kind of aspect and culture?
Yes, I am. And starting after the film, I've been focusing a lot on that, learning about my history, my language, my culture, my traditions. Just our skirt, our hair, our jewelry. I'm learning all about that to this day still. And I'm still going to continue learning that in the future as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And definitely inspire our youth to kind of continue that journey as well. That it's never too late to start learning. Even if you don't know your language or your culture, you are definitely opening the doors to that. So can you tell us, how did you incorporate you growing up in the city and visits with your family on the reservation?
So on the reservation, I always went back home, even for my summer breaks, all breaks, and I would have a blast there. Though I would do chores, I would take care of my grandma's ranch, her sheep. I would take care of them. I would just, I would still do stuff there. But I would feel so alive out there. So really, once I'm there, you'll lose sight of me. But in the city here, I've learned a lot of things as well. I also focus on my education. But in both worlds, I balance them both. Even back home, I have two environments that I share. I'm in the desert, and I'm also up in the mountains.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you, in one of your interviews, you mentioned 4Rs. Can you tell us what they are and how were the 4Rs incorporated into Frybread Face and Me?
So the 4Rs represent healing. So the first R would be respect, and then relationship, then responsibility, and then reciprocity. So in the film, those 4Rs are in the movie, in the film. First R, respect. Benny and Marvin, they earned their respect for each other. Relationship, Benny has finds the relationship in himself and other family members. Responsibility, where he's taking care of his grandma's sheep, the chores around, and reciprocity, where Ben and Fry give each other gifts.
Wow, that is so amazing. And I'm not sure if you had mentioned, but the filming process kind of happened during the pandemic. How did that kind of change everything up during the recording process?
Well, it changed the we had to stay our distance 6 feet apart. We had to wear a mask. We had to sanitize our hands. We also had to take COVID testing during lunch. I hated that.
Oh, I can't imagine that.
I used to go right at the back of the line just to like be last because I didn't want to get stuck in my nose. I'm like, oh. But since it was a pandemic, we really had to be really cautious, especially with the baby on set and the elders. So we really had to be careful on what we do, what we touch. Make sure to cover ourselves when we cough or sneeze.
And kind of talking about the elders, the grandma in the story, can you tell us more kind of your relationship with the grandma and also your personal relationship with your grandparents?
So the relationship Frybread Face has with grandma was the same relationship I had with my grandpa. So though I really fit the role because the way I was with grandma was the way I was with my grandpa. We were really close, so I thought that was beautiful. They even got to capture that just closeness. I also felt like it just stood out to me because the character was about me in a sense, but also about others. So I guess, again, I am Frybread Face. So just the way I would look at my cousins, the way I would kind of snap back, just a tough, I'm really tough, it was the way I was as well. But most of the time, what stood out was just the relationship with the grandmother and Frybread Face and Me.
We'll return to our interview with Charley Hogan after this short break. Support for KRDP comes in part from Native Health, with 2 locations in Phoenix, 4041 North Central Avenue, Building C, near the corner of Central Avenue and Indian School Road, and at 2423 West Dunlap Avenue. Native Health is also located in Mesa at 777 West Southern Avenue, near the corner of Southern Avenue and Extension Road. Native Health provides primary medical, dental, behavioral health, WIC, and wellness services for the urban Native American community. For more information, call 602-279-5262 or visit our webpage at nativehealthphoenix.org. Native Talk Arizona returns after this song. You're listening to Look at This by A Tribe Called Red. Can you tell us about your experience attending the 7th annual LA Skins Festival?
Oh, that was fun. It was amazing. I got to meet other artists, such as musicians, actors. I even met like a lot of new people. I got to talk to them. I got to hug them and shake their hand, take photos with them. It was cool. It was just amazing. And I wish my family was there to see it as well, but it was just breathtaking.
It's amazing. And your response of how you felt of meeting other artists and other just Native influencers. How do you feel that other people are going to be saying that about you now? They're going to be like, oh my God, like I just met Charley today. It's so amazing. We took a picture. How does that make you feel?
That makes me really happy because I had the same reaction when I met A. Martinez, Michael Shannon, Omar Doom. I got starstruck. I was all like, hi. I got shy. And, the way that you're comfortable with just talking to them, having a conversation, I want that with others. Once they see me and they're like, oh my gosh, Charley. But they're like too scared. Don't be shy. I'm really talkative. I love talking. So don't be afraid to meet me. I'm really nice, and I'm just glad that you guys would find me as an inspirational person.
And now that the film is out there on Netflix for everyone to see, have you been getting more noticed at school or just wherever you are in public? Like, are you Frybread Face?
I have. I've got questions like, hey, are you Frybread Face? Is this really you? I'd be like, yeah, that's me. And I have gotten some notice, though I am being humble still. I was taught to be humble. So I'm just still laying low, though I'm still ready to work.
Oh, definitely. And where else have you traveled while promoting Frybread Face and Me?
Well, my first premiere that I went to was South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. After that, I've been to Tucson, Arizona, Santa Fe, New Mexico, also Denver, Colorado, and LA twice.
Oh, wow. And how was those experiences?
Oh, man. So for the South by Southwest, Austin, Texas, it was cool there. The red carpet was it was from The Shining. I'm a big horror fan. So I'm like, whoa. Then Denver, Colorado, it was cold there. It was actually pretty chilly there. But I was like, wow. Honestly, it just reminded me of Gallup and Farmington mixed together. I'm like, this looks a little bit like that. And then Santa Fe, New Mexico, it was nice being there again. I did miss the place. I got to explore, which was really nice. LA, it was cool being in LA again. Hollywood. Yes. my name's going to be in that star one day.
Oh yeah, I believe you.
And then Tucson, Arizona was also amazing. I also got to meet other artists as well, such as filmmakers and directors. So it was really amazing.
And kind of talking about how you want to go into film and kind of actressry, who are your favorite directors or producers and actresses?
So my favorite director, I guess his name would, it's actually Stephen King. Tim Burton, I love, they do good films. Quentin Tarantino also, I really do enjoy his films. Favorite actors and actress? Ooh, that's a tough one. It would, since I love comedy and all, so it would be John Leguizamo, Freddie Rodriguez. I guess he'd be under comedy. But I really love Jennifer Tilly. She's a good actor. I like Mark Wahlberg and I like all the art. I don't know. I don't have a favorite. I just love them.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And do you feel that Native American representation is increasing in media, and why is storytelling important?
I do think that Native American representation is being increased by social media itself because of how we're just speaking up more. And I do believe storytelling is very important because we natives are natural storytellers. And it's good that we are telling our stories through new technology, such as like computers, phones, TVs, any technology. Because our ancestors, our elders who would speak about the history, about our storytelling, they're more verbal than action wise, and those stories have been passed down through generations. To this day is still being passed down. So storytelling is very important to us because we can finally talk about our story, have people know more about it. We can have youth see it and have elders be proud of how far they become as well. So I do believe that storytelling is very important, and I do believe that we ourselves as Native Americans are rising more and more on being acknowledged and listened and heard.
That is very true. And all the traditions, stories, and everything will continue because of all of these platforms that we have today. So if you were to create and write a story or film, what kind of story or film would you write?
So me and my family are big film lovers, and there's a part in Drop Dead Fred where he's saying, "It's the Charley party." So I think that would be the title for me. It's the Charley party. So that's my title.
And what would It's the Charley party be about?
Oh, you know what? That would be about my journey, about what I was taught, of how important Native American and how proud it is to be one. Native American, how important it is for our tradition, our culture, our hair, our jewelry, our language, our sacred language, and how proud to be because we're still here, saying that we're still fighting. And I would say that this would also be me giving advice on you can be anyone or anybody you want to be. There's no stopping. No one can stop you, you know? So just to keep fighting on what you believe and what you want to do.
Oh, yes, that is very true. And speaking about that, what kind of doors has this film opened for you?
A lot more knowledge has opened for me on how happy everyone is to see this film, how they get reminded of their grandma, their childhood. And I feel like this has brought more close relationship towards people with their family members, such as, oh, this reminds me of my grandma. You know, I'm gonna visit her soon. I'm gonna call my grandma. Oh, this reminds me of my uncle, my aunt, my cousin. Just to remember them, to always know that they're always remembered. They're always going to be we're just going to be happy with them there. They're going to be important to us in our lives as well, important to our community.
Oh, yes, that's definitely true. And kind of talking about all the characters in the film, can you tell us more about the characters in case somebody hasn't seen the film already?
Yeah, so Benny, who was played by Keir Tallman, he is a city native boy. He goes back because of family problems, and he meets his cousin, Frybread Face and Me, who is also Native American. They both cause trouble. They got Uncle Martin, who is just mean, saying, you know, like, stop playing, do your chores. You got Aunt Lucy, who's just saying, go play, just be yourself. Aunt Sharon and Uncle Roger with their baby, Marshall. They're just there visiting. They're from the city as well. And you got Grandma there, who's just watching them grow, watching Benny and Frybread grow, weaving her rug and all. And all of them there is just as a family, teasing each other, having fun, finding the sheep again. So it's all about just being yourself and just seeing yourself in that position.
And how has this experience changed you?
I wouldn't say this has changed me, but this has changed other people on how they view themselves and their family members. It would change how they see themselves as, oh, that's me. That's me up there. Or that's you up there. You used to be like that. or when they're like, oh, this reminds me of my family member.
Mm-hmm.
You miss them, you have to get back in contact, and it also, I feel like this change for others as youth to wanting to become more proud of themselves and where they come from, wanting to learn about their culture and their traditions, our sacred language as well, and for the elders to be proud of us for wanting to do this.
Yes, that is definitely true. I feel like before a couple years ago, I feel like a lot of people were kind of ashamed of their cultures and not wanting to talk their language and just being ashamed of it. But today's era, everyone is kind of proud of who they are, and they're really involving and just digesting all of their culture, tradition, and wanting to share it with others. So it's amazing how everything has changed today. But on your movie, what do you hope this movie will teach others?
I hope this would teach them, again, to be proud of who they are. Don't feel ashamed, because you're always going to be what you're always going to be. So there's no point of feeling ashamed, because you should be proud. You're representing your parents, your grandparents. You're representing the lessons that they have taught, that they have learned. And of course, there's going to be lessons. There's still going to be lessons that you'll learn more and more, but you'll use that. And for youth, I want the youth to be okay with hearing these lessons. And it's okay that if you don't know your culture yet, or you don't know your history or tradition, it's okay, because there's still time to learn that. It's never too late. And for them to always look up to their grandparents as well. Always appreciate your grandparents. Always appreciate anyone in your life. Because relationship, your family members, is the most important thing to ourselves, to us.
That is very true. And I'm sure everyone is very proud of you, all of your family, your mom, your parents, everybody. How does that make you feel of kind of accomplishing so much and inspiring a lot of other youth?
This just, it got me emotional for a second. I got emotional. This just makes me feel very happy, because my family was supporting me during this time. They were so proud of me. And for others, I want them to continue supporting each other in the community as well. As Native Americans, it's best for us to always stick together no matter what. It's okay if we butt heads, but hey, we're still family. We're still going to continue being family. So I would say this is a good opportunity for us to heal together as a community.
Yes, that is very true. And can you share with us kind of some of your teachings, or maybe something your mom had taught you that you want to share with others?
My mom taught me a lot of things, but as my family all together, they had taught me a lot. My mom taught me about leadership, to be proud, to know that it's okay to stand up for yourselves as well. My uncle taught me that it's okay to just be yourself, It's okay that you're goofy or you're just, silly. It's okay to be that way. That's what makes you who you are today. And, there's so many lessons, but I know for a fact that one of them is that from the mistakes you make, it's a lesson that you'll use in the future. So I made a mistake one time. But once I was taught the lesson of that, on how important it was, how valuable it is, that changed my life. That made me reflect on myself, my actions, to make me who I am today. An advocate for other youths, a leader for Native Americans. I mean, we made it. I didn't just make it here for this movie. Us natives, we all made it here. We hit the jackpot.
Oh, definitely. And kind of going back to when you said that you were traveling and kind of going to all of the premieres of Frybread Face and Me, how did you feel sitting there in the audience watching yourself on the screen? Because it's kind of a little bit different than just kind of hearing your own voice. So now you're seeing yourself.
So again, I was 13 making this film, and I'm 16 now. So when I just watched it at first, I'm like, I wish I could have done that better. Or like, dang, Charlie, you said that? But it was good. Like, once I saw myself up there, I even got inspired. I basically inspired myself to be inspired. Like, it's ungun. But just seeing that, and the way I felt inspired is just hoping that other youth would feel that way. And how they felt when seen up there. And even seeing myself up there, I'm just like, wow, you know, this happened. I made this. Mm-hmm. The whole set, the whole crew, the whole act, they all made this. It was really amazing to see myself on screen too. I'm like, wow, I made it this far. How far can I go?
Mm-hmm. Wow, that is so amazing. Is there any kind of special moment of filming, or maybe even after, that has really kind of changed or inspired your life further?
My relationships with everyone on set. With the crew, I appreciated them a lot more because of what they created on set and the work they put into to make everything happen. I appreciated, like, my relationship also became more strong with the cameramen because they were the ones filming us. Mm-hmm. The editors, the director, even the producers, just everyone on set, the actors. I felt like that was a special moment for me because of how I created the relationships with everyone. Mm-hmm. I called all of them uncle, aunties, little sister, little brother, mm-hmm. grandma. So I guess my special is just the relationships that I have.
And you still have that relationship with everyone that was on set?
I do. I still do. And coming this far, I created a lot more relationships with other people, with other artists.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And is there any other projects you're working on?
Not film-wise. I am not working on any projects, though I am open for any mm-hmm. projects. But off film, I'm with the final youth council with Phoenix mm-hmm. Indian Center, so I'm still doing my work there. And then with the Maricopa Youth Advisory, I'm still doing my work. Eco Truth and all the programs I'm in, I'm still doing my share in them. So for Eco Truth, I'm still learning a lot more. For Honor Collectives, you know, I'm still learning about the Indian boarding school. Mm-hmm. For the MMIW, the MMIP, the Missing Murdered Indigenous People, Missing Murdered Indigenous Relationships. I'm still learning more, and I'm still advocating for those.
Oh, wow. And is there any other events you're going to be making an appearance at, in case there's anybody else that want to kind of get a glimpse at Charlie and meet Charlie, take that photo?
Maybe, yeah. I would say you would get a chance to meet me. And, you know, whenever you do, don't be scared to say hi. Or don't be afraid to say hi.
And if there are any youths that maybe want to follow in this path of maybe being an actor or just going into theater, film, what advice would you have for them? Start with theater. I started with theater, and I made it this far. But also, once you start with theater, put yourself out there. Find workshops. Find theater workshops, or, you know, write your own story. Practice facial expressions. Mm-hmm. If you want to do your own story, your own filming, go for it. Because it's never too late to start learning, starting from the bottom. Because once you do, you'll be at the top. Mm-hmm. You'll be the number one director, number one actor. And hey, you can do it. I did it. Why can't anyone else? You'll do it. And I believe that you can do it. Definitely. Everyone will blossom. And you are very talented in all of those areas. And you also said that you are into artistry as well. So if somebody wanted to go more into art, what kind of advice would you have for them as well? For music,
my advice would just listen to as much as music as you want. Get some studies on that. Oh, the guitar sounds like this or that. The vocals. If you want to start with guitar, go for it too, because you can become a musician that way. Music, you can produce your own music as well. Lyrics, you can write how you feel, what you see, or just words. You can just put words together and it'll be lyrics. Painting wise, just paint what you feel. Let your hand flow. Let your hand do the movement. Photography, if you see something beautiful, if you see something that means a lot to you in such ways of a deep meaning, take the photo, because that will be a masterpiece in the future. Even film too, if you still want to become a film director, you can film anything. Doesn't have to make sense. It can just be something that makes sense to you.
That is true. And kind of if somebody is maybe going to audition for different roles, what kind of tips would you have for them, or how did you yourself prepare for your auditions?
Find yourself in that role, and once you find yourself in that role, it'll be easy. You'll knock them dead. You'll get the role. Because once you find yourself in that character that you're auditioning for, you'll see the resemblance that you have with that character and yourself. Mostly what I'm just saying is that be yourself. Mm-hmm. Don't try to act someone that you're not. Just find yourself in that character. And once you do, you'll nail the audition. But if you don't get accepted because of it, that's okay. You're just too good for them. It's all right. You'll audition for more, and you'll find that role that will choose you. That role that was supposed to be meant for you.
And can you tell our listeners kind of more about kind of where they can watch your film, or kind of where they could follow you to stay up to date on your upcoming event, or maybe your next project?
So if you want to see my next project, or to also be included with my journey to see how far I'm going, you can follow me on Instagram, charley.hogan.az. And this film is on Netflix. It's currently streaming on Netflix, but there might be more, streaming networks. But right now you can find it on Netflix. So I'm so excited that's on Netflix. And you know what's funny is that I recently heard from my family member that Frybread Face and Me is on top 4 for a top watch.
Oh, yeah, so it definitely is.
So I'm like, whoa, we made it.
Because I did notice that last night when I was about to watch it. I was like, oh, wow, it is at the very top.
So Netflix is where you can find it. And you can follow my Instagram to just watch my journey or be included in this journey.
Oh, yes, that's definitely true. And is there anything else you wanted to share about your experience, or anything else that you want to share with our listeners?
I would say just be proud of who you are. Mm-hmm. No matter what, you'll make it. You'll make your dream. You'll make it to your goal.
That's so amazing. I would like to thank you, Charley, for coming in today just to tell us about your whole journey of this experience, and also telling us your future goals as well.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for listening to Native Talk Arizona, supported by Native Health and KRDP 90.7 FM. Audio editing by Javier Quiroga, and the executive producer is Susan Levy. And I'm host Lanasha Puwadi. We hope you tune in again next week. If you have any questions, please email us at nativetalkaz@radiophoenix.org.